The world of celebrity gossip and family drama has been buzzing with anticipation as Solange Knowles, the fiercely talented younger sister of Beyonce, finally steps into the spotlight to address years of swirling rumors and speculation. For over a decade, Solange has remained largely silent about some of the most talked about moments in her life, moments that have not only shaped her public image, but also sparked endless debates about loyalty, family dynamics, and the complexities of fame. From the infamous elevator incident involving Jay-Z to her deeply personal struggles and creative endeavors, Solange's story is one that fans have longed to hear straight from the source. Now, after years of whispers, headlines, and unanswered questions, she's breaking her silence, and what she reveals promises to change everything we thought we knew. For those unfamiliar with the backstory, let's rewind to 2014, the year the internet collectively gasped at footage of Solange seemingly attacking Jay-Z in an elevator following the Met Gala. The video showed punches being thrown, kicks aimed, and security guards scrambling to intervene, all while Beyonce stood nearby, seemingly caught between shock and disbelief. At the time, the trio released a joint statement claiming they had worked through the issue privately, but the lack of specifics left room for wild theories and interpretations. Was this a moment of sisterly protection gone too far, a reaction to deeper tensions within the family, or something entirely different? These unanswered questions have lingered, fueling countless think pieces and fan theories ever since. But the elevator incident was just one chapter in a much larger narrative. Over the years, Solange has navigated her own journey in the shadow of her iconic sister while carving out a unique identity as an artist, activist, and advocate. Her critically acclaimed album A Seat at the Table served as both a musical masterpiece and a deeply introspective exploration of race, identity, and resilience. But many wondered if its lyrics hinted at unresolved tensions within her famous family. Meanwhile, allegations against Jay-Z and other high-profile figures added another layer of complexity to the ongoing saga, leaving fans eager for clarity, and now Solange is ready to provide it, or so it seems. What makes this revelation particularly compelling is the timing. In an era where accountability and transparency are at the forefront of cultural conversations, Solange's decision to speak out feels both timely and necessary. Will she confirm the suspicions that have circulated for years? Will she offer a fresh perspective that challenges the dominant narratives? Or will she use this platform to redirect focus toward her artistry and advocacy? One thing is certain, Solange Knowles is no stranger to using her voice to provoke thought, spark dialogue, and inspire action, and this latest development suggests she's about to do exactly that. So buckle up, because what follows is a deep dive into the truths, emotions, and revelations behind one of music's most enigmatic figures. Let's start by revisiting the infamous elevator incident, a moment that continues to captivate audiences nearly a decade later. For those who may need a refresher, the scene unfolded on May 5, 2014, inside New York City's Standard Hotel during the chaotic aftermath of the annual Met Gala. Security camera footage captured Solange delivering a series of aggressive blows to Jay-Z, with a security guard attempting to restrain her as Beyonce looked on, seemingly caught off guard by the sudden eruption of violence. The clip quickly went viral, igniting a firestorm of speculation about what could have possibly led to such a dramatic confrontation. At first glance, the altercation appeared to be a spontaneous explosion of emotion, but closer examination revealed layers of context that painted a more nuanced picture. According to reports, the tension between Solange and Jay-Z had been simmering for hours before the elevator doors closed. Earlier that evening, at the gala itself, there were whispers of a heated argument between Solange and designer Rachel Roy, who was once married to Damon Dash, Jay-Z's former business partner. While the exact nature of their disagreement remains unclear, some sources suggested that Solange perceived Rachel's interactions with Jay-Z as overly familiar, sparking feelings of protectiveness toward her sister. Others theorized that alcohol played a role in escalating tempers, though close friends of Solange vehemently denied these claims, insisting she was completely sober throughout the night. Instead, they pointed to a long-standing dynamic within the Knowles family, one rooted in fierce loyalty and an unwavering commitment to standing up for loved ones. Solange has always been vocal about her devotion to Beyonce, often referring to herself as her sister's first line of defense. In interviews, she's described how instinctively she reacts when she senses any form of disrespect directed at Beyonce, whether real or perceived. This protective streak became even more apparent when details emerged about another alleged run-in involving Jay-Z and a woman named Olivia McFadden. According to Olivia, she and Jay-Z exchanged numbers at a Miami nightclub under circumstances that made Solange visibly uncomfortable. She recounted how Solange approached them mid-conversation, exuding an intimidating energy that prompted Jay-Z to hastily send his bodyguard to facilitate the exchange instead. Olivia later admitted feeling grateful to have avoided a physical altercation, crediting Solange's intimidating presence for diffusing the situation without further escalation. While outsiders might view Solange's actions as impulsive or excessive, Those closest to her understand the depth of her bond with Beyonce and the lengths she's willing to go to safeguard it. Friends describe Solange as someone who operates from a place of raw emotion, unafraid to confront uncomfortable truths head-on. This trait has earned her admiration from many, but it has also placed her at odds with others, including members of her own extended family. As we piece together the events leading up to the elevator incident, it becomes clear that this wasn't merely a random act of aggression. It was the culmination of simmering tensions, miscommunications, and deeply ingrained familial dynamics. In the wake of the elevator drama, the Carters issued a carefully worded statement addressing the incident, emphasizing their unity as a family, and urging the public to respect their privacy. They acknowledged shared responsibility for the altercation, apologized to each other, and expressed hope that everyone else would move forward alongside them. However, despite their efforts to present a united front, the damage had already been done. Fans dissected every word of the statement, searching for hidden meanings and clues about what truly transpired behind closed doors. Some interpreted the apology as evidence of underlying marital strife, pointing to rumors that had been circulating about Jay-Z's alleged infidelity prior to the release of Beyoncé's groundbreaking album Lemonade. Tracks like Hold Up and Sorry seemed to reference betrayal, with lines like "He only wants me when I'm not there," and "Becky with the good hair," fueling endless speculation about Jay-Z's fidelity or lack thereof. Though neither party explicitly confirmed nor denied the accusations, the subtext spoke volumes, leaving listeners to draw their own conclusions. Meanwhile, Solange's silence only heightened curiosity about her role in the unfolding drama. Adding another wrinkle to the narrative was the revelation that Solange had previously written songs for Destiny's Child, including hits like "Get Me Bodied" and "Upgrade You," which showcased her knack for channeling complex emotions into powerful lyrics. Could it be possible that her experiences within the Carter-Knowles orbit influenced her songwriting in ways that subtly addressed familial tensions? Fans certainly thought so, especially after listening to tracks from her own discography, which often grappled with themes of identity, empowerment, and resilience. It's worth noting that Solange has consistently maintained that her work is deeply personal yet intentionally open-ended, allowing listeners to project their own interpretations onto her music. As the dust settled from the initial fallout, attention shifted toward understanding Solange's broader relationship with her sister and brother-in-law. Interviews and public appearances offered glimpses into their bond, highlighting moments of laughter, camaraderie, and mutual support. Yet beneath the surface lurked lingering questions about whether the elevator incident marked a turning point in their dynamic, or if it simply underscored pre-existing complexities. Whatever the case, one thing remained undeniable: Solange's actions that night were emblematic of a fierce protectiveness that defined her role within the family. Fast forward to today, and the stakes couldn't be higher, with new allegations surfacing against Jay-Z, this time involving serious accusations of misconduct alongside Sean Diddy Combs. Solange finds herself once again thrust into the spotlight. This time, however, she isn't shying away from sharing her perspective. In a heartfelt message to Beyonce, Solange reaffirmed her unwavering support, assuring her sister that she stands firmly by her side regardless of the outcome. The lawsuit in question alleges that Jay-Z and Diddy sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl at a Video Music Awards after-party in 2000, a claim both men vehemently deny. Jay-Z, in particular, has spoken publicly about the toll these accusations have taken on his family, expressing concern for his children and vowing to fight back against what he describes as baseless attacks on his character. Meanwhile, Diddy faces additional legal troubles, including charges related to sex trafficking and racketeering, further complicating an already fraught situation. Against this backdrop of controversy and uncertainty, Solange's decision to break her silence carries immense weight. By choosing to speak out now, she signals not only her solidarity with Beyonce, but also her determination to reclaim control over her narrative. Whether addressing past incidents, reflecting on personal growth, or offering insight into her creative process, Solange's words promise to resonate deeply with anyone who has ever grappled with the intersection of love, loyalty, and justice. To fully appreciate the significance of Solange's recent disclosures, it's essential to examine her artistic evolution and the ways in which her music has served as both a mirror and a megaphone for her lived experiences. Central to this discussion is her critically acclaimed 2016 album A Seat at the Table, which marked a pivotal moment in her career and solidified her status as a visionary artist, unafraid to tackle difficult subjects. Through its lush soundscapes and poignant lyricism, the project delved into themes of Black identity, systemic oppression, and self-empowerment, resonating with audiences across generations and demographics. Tracks like Don't Touch My Hair and Cranes in the Sky exemplify Solange's ability to blend vulnerability with strength, crafting anthems that celebrate resilience while acknowledging pain. "Don't Touch My Hair," in particular, struck a chord with black women who have long endured microaggressions surrounding their natural hairstyles. By framing this everyday indignity as an act of cultural erasure, Solange transformed a personal grievance into a universal rallying cry, inviting listeners to reflect on the politics of visibility and autonomy. Similarly, Cranes in the Sky captures the isolating experience of grappling with depression, exploring various coping mechanisms, from shopping sprees to escapist fantasies, that ultimately fail to fill the void. Its haunting beauty lies in its relatability, reminding us that healing is rarely linear and often requires confronting discomfort rather than avoiding it. Beyond its thematic richness, A Seat at the Table also represents Solange's artistic maturity, showcasing her growth as a songwriter, producer and curator. Collaborations with luminaries like Dev Hynes, Raphael Saadiq, and Sampha underscore her commitment to elevating marginalized voices while pushing creative boundaries. Each track feels meticulously crafted, blending genres and influences to create a cohesive tapestry that reflects Solange's eclectic tastes and singular vision. Critics hailed the album as a triumph, praising its emotional depth, sonic innovation, and socio-political relevance. Rolling Stone called it a confessional autobiography and meditation on being black in America, while Pitchfork awarded it Best New Music honors, cementing its place among the year's standout releases. Yet for all its acclaim, A Seat at the Table also sparked debate about its potential autobiographical elements and connections to Solange's personal life. Some fans speculated that certain lyrics hinted at unresolved tensions within her family, pointing to veiled references that seemed to echo past controversies. Others interpreted the album as a form of catharsis, suggesting that Solange used her art as a means of processing complex emotions and asserting her independence. Regardless of individual readings, the project undeniably reinforced Solange's reputation as an artist capable of transforming personal adversity into collective empowerment. Looking beyond the studio, Solange's journey has been marked by both triumphs and tribulations, shaping her worldview and informing her creative output. Her openness about mental health struggles, for instance, sheds light on the invisible battles she's waged behind the scenes. In interviews, she has candidly discussed experiencing panic attacks during periods of intense pressure, revealing a side of herself that humanizes her achievements and underscores the importance of prioritizing well-being. Likewise, her diagnosis with chronic illnesses like Piates, Sjogren's syndrome, and MKS highlights the resilience required to navigate life's physical challenges, while pursuing ambitious professional goals. These hardships have undoubtedly informed Solange's approach to advocacy, inspiring her to use her platform to amplify marginalized voices and challenge societal norms. From speaking out against racial discrimination at live events, to championing disability awareness and chronic illness representation, she embodies a spirit of activism that transcends performative gestures. Her willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, whether through music, writing or public discourse, has earned her respect as a thought leader, whose influence extends far beyond entertainment. As we piece together the fragments of Solange's story, it becomes clear that her decision to speak out now is less about settling scores and more about fostering understanding. By confirming or perhaps reframing the events that have defined her public persona, she invites listeners to engage with her truth on her terms. What emerges is a portrait of an artist unafraid to embrace contradictions, confront vulnerabilities, and redefine success on her own terms. In doing so, Solange reminds us that authenticity isn't about presenting a polished facade, it's about embracing complexity, honoring resilience, and finding power in vulnerability. And so, as Solange Knowles steps forward to share her side of the story, we find ourselves at a crossroads, not just in her narrative, but in our collective understanding of fame, family, and forgiveness. Her words carry weight, not because they promise definitive answers, but because they challenge us to reconsider assumptions, question biases, and recognize the humanity behind the headlines. Whether you're a longtime fan or a newcomer to her work, one thing is certain: Solange's voice demands to be heard, and its echoes will reverberate long after the final note fades. In conclusion, Solange Knowles' decision to finally speak out marks a watershed moment in her career and personal journey. By addressing the controversies, misconceptions, and unanswered questions that have swirled around her for years, she reclaims agency over her narrative, and invites us to see her not just as Beyonce's sister, but as a multifaceted individual navigating the complexities of life, love, and legacy. Through her music, activism, and unwavering authenticity, Solange continues to inspire and challenge, proving that true artistry lies in the courage to confront the past while forging ahead toward a brighter future. So here's to Solange. May her story remind us all to listen closely, think deeply, and embrace the messy beauty of being human.